Hey everybody, this is your Digital Super Saiyan 3 back here with another video. And, well, ever since I saw Lightyear, I have had a lot of things on my mind, including what were my favorite moments from the Toy Story movies. So yeah, I made this list ever since I saw Lightyear, and it got me thinking, what were my favorite moments from this franchise that was a franchise that defined my childhood. Because Toy Story was a franchise that defined not just my childhood, but many others' childhood, but me included, because Toy Story was like the very first movie I ever saw. True story. And so I'm counting down my favorite moments from this franchise. Now, it's mainly just moments from the first three movies, and I got no Toy Story 4 moments on there. Like, I didn't completely hate Toy Story 4, it's just I didn't include any of its moments because they didn't resonate with me as much as the first three films. But anyway, let's get to the video. On with the list. Number 10, Spanish Buzz from Toy Story 3. Now, in this scene, Woody and the other toys are trying to switch Buzz back to normal in this scene from Toy Story 3. While trying to switch Buzz back to normal, they activate his Spanish mode, and Buzz starts speaking Spanish and dancing. This scene was incredibly funny, and I love the actor who portrayed Spanish Buzz, speaking in Spanish mode. I wonder who was the actor who did Spanish Buzz. I'll look that up later. But yeah, it was a really funny scene. And definitely among one of the funnier scenes on this list. I got a few funny scenes on this list. Now we go to number 9, and that is the claw machine from the original 1995 Toy Story. So, the claw machine, the first of two Toy Story 1 moments on this list. The claw machine is such a scene that resonates with me. Even as an adult, I still think of this scene more often than not, as well as another scene way down the list. But yeah, this was a really memorable scene. Buzz climbs into the Pizza Planet claw machine shaped like a ginormous rocket. And also, this was the first appearance of the aliens. And yeah, this scene is such a memorable scene. And Woody is trying to get Buzz out of here. And then Sid plays the claw machine. And then he gets an alien and then tries to get Buzz. And then he ends up getting both Buzz and Woody. And Woody tries to stop Buzz from being taken away. It's such a great scene. And definitely an iconic scene. Number 8 is Lotso's backstory from Toy Story 3. Now, picking the backstories out of all the villains, Lotso's is the most fleshed out when it came to the villains of Toy Story. Because we really didn't get much out of the other villains. I mean, sure, we got exposition out of Stinky Pete when he revealed he was the main villain of Toy Story 2. But Lotso's backstory showed us how he became the way he did. After his kid left him, Chuckles, and Big Baby behind at a park after she fell asleep while playing with her toys. And of course, when they get home, Lotso sees that her parents replaced him with another Lotso bear that looks exactly like him. And Lotso said she replaced us. Ned Beatty's acting was the best part of this, as well as the fact that this was told to us by Chuckles, who was voiced by the late great Bud Lucky, who also voiced Agent Rick Dicker in The Incredibles. And man, Bud Lucky was so great as Chuckles in Toy Story 3. It was a really good scene. Number 7 is Woody gets repaired from Toy Story 2. So finally, our first Toy Story 2 moment on this list. And what I like about this scene when Woody is being repaired by the cleaner is the music. The score definitely was one of the highlights that made the scene work. As you're watching Woody be fixed up and be made just as brand new as he came out of the box. It's such a great scene. And of course, it's done by the same guy who was in that short from A Bug's Life titled Jerry's Game. So yeah, good way to actually have him be reused in the Toy Story movies. Number 6 is Zurg Vader versus Buzz Skywalker from Toy Story 2. Now, if I had to pick a... Now, yes, one thing I gotta say about the Toy Story movies is that they really love Star Wars. It's like, the people who made the Toy Story movies really love Star Wars, especially having to throw little references here and there in the films. But the highlight has to come from Toy Story 2, when Zurg Vader takes on Buzz Skywalker inside an elevator shaft, as both Buzz and the evil Emperor Zurg play off of each other really well. And the acting by Tim Allen and Andrew Stanton was such a well put together scene that they made me laugh with this scene and made others laugh too, because this scene was just incredibly funny, and the more and more I like it as an adult. Number 5 is the Western Fantasy from Toy Story 3. So, the opening of Toy Story 3 has a massive train rescue, and Woody, Buzz, and Jessie having to apprehend One-Eyed Bart and his bride, One-Eyed Betty, and their children, who are portrayed by the Potato Heads and the aliens, as well as having to deal with the evil Dr. Porkchop, portrayed by Ham. This opening sequence was so fast-paced, and I loved every second of this opening sequence from Toy Story 3. Now, we go to number 4 and this is the last Toy Story 3 moment on this list, and that is the Tri-County landfill sequence in Toy Story 3. Now, just seeing the, and it's not just the incinerator, I'm talking about everything about this sequence, as you're watching the toys having to fight through all these obstacles in the junkyard, having to deal with giant magnets, crushers, you name it. But then the final obstacle coming into the incinerator. And the incinerator, wow, Pixar managed to animate fire so goddamn well. And the incinerator scene was not only disturbingly dark, but Pixar knew how to do this so well. And the toys were about to meet their fiery end, all because Lotso refused to return the favor. But the toys are saved, thanks in part to the aliens taking control of a crane and saving their lives. It's a great scene that I just cannot help but love. Number 3 is the Buzz Lightyear the video game from Toy Story 2. Now, the opening of Toy Story 2, I think, is a lot better than the opening of Toy Story 3. Now, that's just my opinion, and I just like the opening sequence of 2 a lot more, because you have it solely focus on Buzz and him having to deal with his arch nemesis, the evil Emperor Zurg, and it gave us a glimpse of what Buzz Lightyear's world was actually like. I mean, sure, it's a lot different with the Lightyear take nowadays, and especially people also bragging about Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. That little forgotten gem, which I'm surprised Buzz Lightyear of Star Command is not even on Disney+. Make it happen, Disney! Bring Buzz Lightyear of Star Command on Disney+. But yeah, it's still a really good scene, and I love how we actually get to see that it was actually a video game that Rex was playing. At number 2 is Stinky Pete's betrayal in Toy Story 2. So yes, this is the last Toy Story 2 moment on this list. But my favorite scene of Toy Story 2 had to go to Stinky Pete's betrayal. So the beginning of this moment starts off when Woody is trying to convince the Roundup gang to go back to Andy's with him. Then when Woody gets to the Prospector, he finds out that the Prospector got out of his box and starts locking the vent. And then Prospector begins to reveal everything, especially when Woody pieces it together saying, "You turned on the TV last night, not Jesse," and then reveals how much, and then reveals that he spent a lifetime on a dime store shelf watching every other toy be sold. My favorite. So yeah, what I like about this scene, like I said, or what I like about this scene is actually Kelsey Grammer's acting as the prospector. Kelsey Grammer was another person of the Toy Story alumni I gotta give credit to, and he definitely made this scene work with Stinky Pete's betrayal, especially when Stinky Pete reveals that he was the big bad all along in this film. It's just a good moment that I couldn't leave it off the list. But it's not number one. And my number one favorite Toy Story moment goes to Falling with Style from Toy Story 1. Now, Falling with Style is such a good moment. Like, the ending of Toy Story 1 is my favorite of the climaxes of all the Toy Story movies, believe it or not. Yes, it's an unusual choice. I know most people would have picked the ending of Toy Story 3 or the ending of Toy Story 2, but no. My favorite ending of the Toy Story movies is the ending from the very first movie from 1995. So, that was my list. Any Toy Story moments that you have as your favorites? Leave your opinions in the comment section below. And as always, I will see you guys next time. See ya!